Coach Jason here. How you doing? Today, wanted to do a little coaching on here's the question we want to start with today. Who is the real you that's trying to come out from within you? Like, who is the real you inside? Because most people have, played down themselves, pushed down themselves, restrained themselves, and started to present a version of themselves to the world that they believe is acceptable. Right. And this could have started when they were younger, at a time where someone judged you for talking a certain way, or making fun of your voice that sounded a certain way, or done something like that. And maybe the people around you couldn't accept you at the time, and you started to confine yourself and play small. And really what I believe is the whole purpose of our journey in this lifetime is to become and embody and release that version of ourselves that we were always meant to be, that person of you. So inside of you, who is that version of you that's trying to get out? Like, grab a pen, like write it down. Think about it. Like, if you didn't care what other people thought of you, if you didn't seek approval from other people, who would you really be? Who would you really be? Because I'll give you an example here. If you would have met me approximately like 15 years ago, before I became a coach and went through this growth path that I'm on, you wouldn't recognize me. Because who I am today, who I've been for the past maybe 5 years, maybe 4 years, who I've been who I really am. I've been authentically myself. And because all of the reasons in the past that I've held myself to not being at that level, or not being good enough, or not being smart enough, or not talking the right way, or being laughed at, or not being accepted, I got rid of all of those reasons. Because as my disc profile, I'm a high I and high D, but my I is higher than my D, so I always had this need to be liked by everybody, and be appreciated by everybody, and be connected and accepted by everybody. How was I ever supposed to be myself if all I'm doing is worrying about what other people think about me, right? So over my growth over the past 10 years, I really worked on the need for approval from other people, and the need for acceptance I've had for other people, and the need to be perceived and liked a certain way. And what I did is I let all of that go. And I started to be more and more myself. But the more I started to be myself, the less and less I started to care what other people thought. And the less I needed to be accepted by people in a way that I think I needed to be. Because the interesting thing is, the person who is inside you that wants to come out isn't bothered by the things that you're actually using as the excuse to not let that person out. Like, when you become that person of who you're supposed to be, you're not going to worry about other people think. You're going to find this joy and happiness within you for being you and for figuring out who you are. Because when you are truly yourself, that's when your gifts to the world really start to shine and share with the world, and life really opens up for you. It's really hard to describe how amazing it is when you get to a place where you stop holding back, Now, there's always another level, and I know there's even another level for me of opening up even more of who I really am. And as I discover who I am and my unique talents and traits of who I am, I enjoy the process, and I get more power and more capacity and more potential, and my uniques get up, and I discover my purpose in life is to coach and to share my message, and then content starts to flow through me. When you start to be you, unfiltered, raw, who you are, that's when everything starts to flow through. So my question to you is, when can you think of a time when you decided it was not okay to share you? Like, pause this if you need to. When was a time when you decided that who I am is not good enough, or I'm too much for them, so I need to filter who I am? When was that point? Did that happen like a year ago, or in a previous job? Did it happen in high school, or did it even happen in grade school when you were a kid, right? Sometimes we carry these things for so long. What are you holding back on? What would you be doing differently? Who do you tone yourself down around? Who are you really destined to be? Who are you destined to be? And who are you holding back from the world right now? out of this perception that people can't handle you or the world wasn't ready for you? Are you the type of person that's here to fit in with the world? Excuse me. Or are you the type of person that's here to create the world that you want? Because remember, point of view creates your reality. Reality doesn't create point of view. There's probably a few areas in your life where you naturally, your point of view creates your reality, and that's what happens. And you probably have some areas in your life where it's the other way around. You look at the results, you're not happy with the way it is, and that changes your perspective. You have the ability to control all of that. And today I'm really curious on who is the real you that's trying to come out, because that process of uncovering that person and loving that person and being comfortable being a person and being seen as that person is really one of the best journeys, most amazing, powerful, fulfilling journeys that you can be on in your lifetime. Who is that? Who is that? Every one of us has a higher level inside us. There's nothing wrong with who you are. There's nothing wrong with who is inside you. Because the truth is, nobody on this planet can know you truly. The only person who can truly know you is you. Everyone else sees their projections and interpretations of you. So who really are you? If you were free from the fear of criticism about your behavior and actions, who would you be? If you started to be free of needing approval and judgment from other people, who would you be? If you were authentically who you are and who you're meant to be, and you love that process, love that everything about you, who would you be? Who would you be? Who is that person? If that person started showing up in your life, what would be different? Would you be doing things that you really wanted to do? Would you be speaking up for what you really want? Would you be speaking up for rights when you see wrongs? What would be different? Would you be following your passion or be doing what you think you need to do? Because you are so powerful. You're in complete control of everything in your reality. You're constantly creating your reality from the next moment to the next based on your state of being and who you are. This part of you, you're holding it in. If you hold it in, your life's going to be stressful and frustration, or you're going to have addictions or other things like that, trying to balance it out. When that true you shines through, you can feel it, and it's exciting and amazing. So here's a good exercise. One is like, who do you think the real you is that was waiting to come through, that wants to come through, that you're holding back? When was a time or times in your life where you got feedback, you got negative feedback for letting that natural you out? Because there probably was a time there. There probably was a time that you were too much for somebody, or you were too weird or too strange. Like when I was in junior high school, everybody called me weird. I don't know why. My yearbook says, you're weird, you're weird, you're weird. And I thought I was being me. So I started to second guess myself. I started to question myself. And that turned into a lot of avoiding feelings, addictions, and other things, and lots of other things on top of that, and numbing myself for years because I'm not supposed to feel the way I do. And I'm like a highly energized feeler, and I can feel the world around me at a really high level, whether it's the world or people. I can feel that. Does that mean something's wrong with me? No, it's a gift. But when I was younger, I didn't know it was a gift. Who is the you that's meant to come out? Because in this life that you're in right now, this body, what's the gift that's there to share with the world? And the funny thing is, we can be so scared of letting our true self out and being judged. But the funny thing is, everyone else is so caught up in their own worries about themselves, they're probably not even going to notice it anyway. So it really comes down to, are you ready to let you out? Are you ready to let you out? Is it time to let you out? How long have you been holding it in? Let you out. And watch your life start to change around you. Watch new ideas flow into your head. Watch new passions show up. Watch new connections and ideas and things flow to you, and watch your life start to unfold what's happening. Okay? So own that part of you. Let that part out. Stop playing small. Stop being restrained. And if this is a too overwhelming of a concept to make happen all at once, well then Try test drive the real you for a day or a week and see how that goes. What you're going to find is that the people around you that actually matter to you are going to love that version of you that shines through. Okay? Do the exercise. Take the time. If you have any questions, reach out. That's what I'm here for. Have an amazing day.